Welcome to Beer Disciples. I am Ross Quintana.
I'm Richard Callahan.
And I just like the sound of that.
As do I.
Yeah, not so bad to be me. And this is another Southern Tier. You can see by the old stripe there, the Blackwater Series. Jahva. It's their Imperial Stout brewed with coffee. Southern Tier Brewing from 2002, not this one, that's when they founded their brewery out of Lakewood, New York. So this is Imperial Stout, and I really call this flavored stout, Imperial flavored stout category, because they have the coffee as the added ingredient. Some top beers in this style, so it's not just Imperial Stout. And I kind of think you got to rate those on their own category, because it's going to be a unique experience. So you can't put that up against just a standard Imperial Stout, that, like 1050 or something that's well balanced and all that, because like this is different. You know,
got to compare it to the style. I agree.
10.6 on the ABV on this, 120 to 125 IBUs.
Wow, I didn't know that one.
Most people don't. I track down the IBUs. They're hard to find.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they really are.
And the reason why it says 120 to 125 means I found only 2 sites that mentioned the IBUs on this, and if they have different numbers, then that's where I put it. So.
Wow. I'm looking forward to that. I don't think I've had a stout with that high IBUs.
Well, and they hide it very well. They really do.
They hide everything well. The ABV, everything. I mean, I think the only complaint you had about this last time was it was too roasty for your taste. I loved this beer last time we tried it.
Yeah. Well.
It's the first Jahva. It's the first Southern Tier that I ever tried, and it's what made me fall in love with them in the first place.
Well, the malts on this: 2-row pale, caramel, chocolate, black, and roasted barley, and the hops are Cascade and Columbia. So, additional ingredient is the Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. So. From a marketing standpoint, the more adjectives, the more you imagine it's awesome. It's Madagascar crushed vanilla.
I don't have any Blue Mountains where I come from.
That's right, so it's got to be good.
Blue Mountain sounds amazing.
So let's crack this open. Let's get the pour. I'm choosing my Sam Adams glass. It does well with Imperial Stouts. I've got my new Spiegelau, I think that's how you say it. I don't know if that's how you say it. My Crystal Tulip, and they suggest that, but I've noticed it really gives a concentrate. I like this, airs it out just a little bit and lets me experience a little bit more of the insides of the flavor. So I'm going to get my pour on here.
Yeah, we'll let the haters hate.
Yeah, hate.
Don't hate the player, though, hate the game.
We're still here. All right, let's take a look at this. They always make a beautiful beer, leaving you plenty. Bam. They just look great. They pour great. Great looking head. Nice color. Still plenty. I can smell it from arm's length.
Definitely.
That's one thing that
you always notice about Southern Tier.
Is unique about Southern Tier is I can smell that from here, and it is literally at arm's length.
You always, they got the nice espresso colored head there. It looks like a coffee shot. That was just poured, so let's...
As the master of hop, it said espresso, and then he corrected it and said espresso. Someone made a comment.
Espresso, yeah.
And by the way, I love his reviews. I think he does a great job. So
I have yet to see him. I look forward to
that. Yeah, I'll have to share one with you. So
let's give it a pour and see what it looks like in here.
Yeah, don't hate the glass. Hate beer.
I'll show you what I mean with this agitation here.
Yeah, you can see 2 tones right here. You actually got 3 with the head forming, the cascading, and then there was this white that started off on the bottom. And now it's just slowly moving, and you can see the quality. A lot of times you can see, get an idea how fast that moves by how thick that malt body is. And one thing that we love about the Southern Tier beers is they generally have a big malt body, and so their pours, their cascading is a lot slower. I mean, you can really see that thing develop in the glass, and it makes a great experience. It creates that anticipation for your next smell, thing to smell or to taste.
Really nice red edges on this. You can see the carbonation sticking to the side.
For appearance, I'm going to go 4 or 5 on that. Definitely a good looking beer in the glass.
I agree.
Let's take a look at the nose. I'm definitely getting that coffee, sweet malt body,
Most of
signature malt body, but
most of what I'm getting is like just a regular Russian Imperial Stout. Not as much coffee in mine.
That's funny. I'm getting a pretty good coffee.
Switch it up.
Sometimes I think you got to air it out. I said that. Yeah, you know what? I agree because I'm not getting as much in this. And usually yours comes in a little more condensed, so you get the boozy notes a little bit more.
Not usually I don't think I usually get the boozy notes in this one, but I am out of this. On this one beer, I'm getting more booze than. I'm getting it in yours too, a little bit, now that I've detected it in
Are you
mine.
getting that coffee in here, though?
It's slight.
Let's go to taste now.
Okay.
I think that the head's gone down a little bit. And starting to get in the right temperature.
It's a big beer. It's the high ABV. It's got the mouth-warming effect. You get a little bit of the roasty coffee notes. There is a sweet malt body in there. The mouthfeel is really thin. Not like extremely thin. I don't mean to use like an adjective there, but it's thinner
Silky.
It's thinner than an Imperial Stout. It's more like a porter mouthfeel.
It's on the silkier side instead of the syrupy side, but we also thought that about the the Stone Russian Imperial Stout, and it could be that they're just young. They're very young. Did my tastes change that much, or is it that we keep comparing some of these beers to the same beers we had when they were
Different
older?
ages. Yeah.
And we're getting them right when they come out because we're thinking, oh, okay, I really like that beer, so I'm
Yeah.
going to get it the minute it hits the store. When last time we had it, it was like closer towards winter, or it was much later.
Yeah. I'm not getting as much coffee as I would have hoped from this beer. I remember the first time I had this beer, and it could just be the contrast between never having an Imperial Stout and then all of a sudden if this is my first Imperial Stout, I'd probably be blown away. But having tried some of the best Imperial Stouts that are out there, revisiting this one is a little bit of a disappointment to me.
Well, here's what I'll say. I had that Dogfish Head Chicory Stout,
Mm-hmm.
and that's got the coffee, the Mexican coffee in it. Aye! Shout out to my homies there. I can do that. I'm Hispanic. I don't even know if I'm supposed to call them homies. My essays. No, this is a bigger, bolder beer. I feel like maybe somehow it's balanced in a way that when you see Jah-va again, you're thinking like pumpkin. It's like pumpkin and chocolate.
Don't just pumpkin. That one was an amazing.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And then chocolate. It's chocolate. And then you saying Jah-va. It's coffee. And it's like
Or
no,
oat.
it's an Imperial Stout with kind of with hints of coffee.
Yeah. See, the rep that they've built, in my opinion, and in my experience with this Blackwater series, is oatmeal, or their oat stout is like the bar. It's like the bar for oatmeal stouts. Their Imperial Milk Stout, even though it's brewed with vanilla beans, it's amazing. The creme brulee, chocolate. You can't find a better chocolate beer than that. I mean,
the people who said Rogue Double Chocolate is even better. No, it is not.
But even in the the different categories that they're in, they just kind of set the bar. So I had high expectations for Jah-va. It disappointed a little bit, I think.
But we still got to compare it for people who haven't ever had it. This is a good and a big beer and better than a lot of beers out there. So it's just that they've set a bar so high that you're so wowed by chocolate and you're so wowed by these other beers. By the way, oatmeal and chocolate are both 100 on RateBeer. So those two in particular, out of all the beers, I don't know if you knew that, are their highest rated beers. Those two in particular are the only 200s, and everything else is lower. So But when they really blow you away like that with their own separate experience, like creme brulee, they set a bar so high that it isn't when you say that it's a letdown of a beer. It's a letdown for them against themselves because they set such a high bar that you think
I would agree.
if you're going to say Jahva, this has got to be the be-all, end-all Jahva experience, because it's coming from them. And that's really the only letdown. But by itself, like I just drank, and the malt body is so incredible. They do such a great job. Roast is in balance, big flavors, not too bitter, not too sweet. This is a great beer.
I would appreciate like brewed and bottled on dates, and also if you know how your beer develops, a best after date. I think that's smart.
Yeah, absolutely. So on this, I'm gonna go an A minus. There's no question it's A material, but I feel like would I have liked more base coffee flavor? Probably, yeah. But it's still a great stout, and I don't think it would. I don't think I can go lower than that.
It's possible that people are trying, and maybe this is why we like Southern Tier so much, is because we've tried them with age on them. Maybe people are trying the chocolate and the creme brulee and the oat with when they're young, and it's changing what they would think. Because if chocolate or creme brulee came off like this, I wouldn't put them in an A category. And for me, this is a B plus.